Waheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji ki Fateh. Congratulations to everyone celebrating the Avatar Purab, the birth of Mother of Khalsa Panth. And yes, we are speaking about Mata Saheb Dewan Ji. So here are 5 facts on Mataji's Jeevan, and stay till the end of this video to learn about a bonus fact and a tip when you visit the Khatri Hazur site. Fact number 1. Mata Saheb Dewan Ji was also known as a Kwara Dola. Kwara Dola means a virgin bride. When she got married to Guru Gobind Singh Ji in the year 1700, Guru Sahib and Mataji decided and agreed that they were not going to enter a physical relationship, that their relationship as a husband and wife was mainly based on spirituality. Fact number 2. Mata Saheb Dewan Ji would not have langar without having darshan of Guru Gobind Singh Ji. Kavi Santokh Singh Ji in Sri Suraj Prakash Grantha, they have written that sometimes when Guru Sahib could not pay a visit to Mata Saheb Dewan Ji, those days Mataji would not have langar. And when Guruji learnt about this, Guru Sahib made a point that every day Guru Sahib would visit Mataji at least once and have langar prepared by Mataji. Fact number 3. Mataji got the title of Mother of Khalsa Panth when she told her desire of having a child to Guru Gobind Singh Ji. Now Guru Sahib, listening to her desire, say, "Ki I'll not give you one, but I'll give you the whole Khalsa Panth into your laps, and they will be your children. And your child, the Khalsa Panth, will stay forever and ever on this world." Fact number 4. Mata Saheb Dewan Ji wrote a few hukamnames or letters to the Khalsa Panth when she was in Delhi. Now this was after the Parwar Vachoda and all the battles had happened. Now these hukamnames are very important because Mataji tells the Khalsa Panth on what we should be doing. Now these hukamnames are still available in our Pantha right now, and with Guru's Kirpaa they have also been translated. You can read the hukamnames and the translation on our website at www.basicsofsikhi.com. Fact number 5. Mata Saheb Dewan Ji was very much involved in the Sikh political affairs when she was in Delhi. Mata Saheb Dewan Ji, alongside Mata Sundari Ji, fearlessly dealt with the Mughal Emperor Bahadur Shah when it came to the Sikh welfare in Delhi and also in Punjab. Not only that, Mata Saheb Dewan Ji was also involved in raising and training Jassa Singh Ahluwalia, who then rose to become the Sikh leader who captured Delhi multiple times. So here's a bonus fact and a tip for you. When you visit the Khatri Hazur site, make sure to visit Gurdwara Mata Saheb Dewan Ji. Now, just like when we visit Harmandir Sahib, our yatra is not safal, is not complete if we do not have darshan at Khalsa Sahib Gurdwara and do Sarovar Ishnan there. Similarly, when we go to Hazur Sahib, if you do not visit Gurdwara Mata Saheb Dewan Ji and have langar there, your yatra at Hazur Sahib is also not complete. This is the place, Gurdwara Mata Saheb Dewan Ji is the place where Mataji did bhakti, meditation in her previous life. So when you go visit Mataji's asthan, make sure to sit in the Pora Sahib where Mataji did bhakti, sit down and meditate and feel the presence of Mata Saheb Dewan Ji. Secondly, it's very important for you to have langar at Mataji's asthan. This was the place where Guru Gobind Singh Ji and the Khalsa Panth would come every day to have the langar prepared by Mata Saheb Dewan Ji. So make sure to have langar there. After all, you're going back to your mom's place, so you have to eat her home cooked food. So Sangat Ji, here are 5 facts and a bonus tip for you on Mata Saheb Dewan Ji. Now, if you would like to learn more on Mata Saheb Dewan Ji's Jeevan, we have a whole playlist on Mata Saheb Dewan Ji's Jeevan from young, when she got married to Guru Gobind Singh Ji, and how she was very much involved in the affairs of Khalsa Panth. So make sure, as the children of Mata Saheb Dewan Ji, we should know the history and the life story of our mother of Khalsa Panth, Mata Saheb Dewan Ji. Hope you enjoyed this video. Do share, like and comment. Waheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji ki Fateh.
कहा बुद्ध प्रभु तुच्छ हमारी, बढ़ न सके महिमा जो तिहारी, हम न सकत कर सिफत तुम्हारी, आप लिहो तुम कथा सुधारी। मुँह को चिरे शास्त्र खाट, पिंग गिरन चढ़ जाए, अंध लखे बदरो सुने, जो काल कृपा कराए अंध लखै बदरो सुनै जो काल कृपा कराए।
सतनाम वाहेगुरु साहिब जी। रामकली महला पहला दखनी एक ओंकार। रामकली महला पहला दखनी ओंकार एक ओंकार। सतगुर प्रसाद ओंकार ब्रह्मा उत्पत ओंकार किया जिन चित। ओंकार ब्रह्मा उत्पत ओंकार किया जिन चित। ओंकार सैल जुग भये ओंकार वेद निर्मय। ओंकार शब्द उदरे ओंकार गुरमुख तरे। ओनम अखर सुनहो विचार ओनम अखर त्रिभवन सार। सुन पाडे क्या लिखो जंजाला लिख राम नाम गुरमुख गोपाला। सुन पाडे क्या लिखो जंजाला लिख राम नाम गुरमुख गोपाला। रहाओ रामकली महला पहला दखनी ओंकार एक ओंकार। सतगुर प्रसाद ओंकार ब्रह्मा उत्पत।
वाहेगुरु जी का खालसा वाहेगुरु जी की फतेह। सतगुरु जी दी साजी निवाजी साध संगत जी। आप जी तन तन श्री गुरु ग्रंथ साहिब जी महाराज जी दे पावन पुत्र हजूरी अंदर इकत्तर हो रहे हो। सतगुरु जी महाराज तन तन श्री गुरु नानक देव जी महाराज जी दी नाम रूपी कथा नूं सरवण करन वास्ते। We bless you join the court of Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj Ji. With their blessings and the blessings of Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj, we're going to start a new katha, a new katha series on the prayer of Oankar Bani. Many people hear this as Dakhni Oankar. Gutka Sahib de vich vi Saad Sangat ji utthe likhya hai ke Dakhni Oankar. But the actual name of this Bani is Oankar Bani. So we'll do the arth and then it'll make more sense of why it's called Oankar Bani, not Dakhni Oankar. But we're blessed to start this Katha series of Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj. The Katha to baad vi Saad Sangat ji Duja Darbar Sahib de vich upstairs Langar ho to pehla. When you go up the stairs, you'll see another talk there from 7 o'clock almost Japji Sahib course. So twice every single week, twice on the same day on Sunday evening, you have Katha available in English and talks available in English on the Bani of Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Ji. So Maharaj Ji di apaar kirpaa hai, great blessings of Guru Sahib Ji, ke we can go through their Bani as well. So what is Dakhni Oankar? Pehli gal hai Saad Sangat Ji, we have Panj Granthi. Panj Granthi is a compilation of different prayers that come in Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. So in today's world, you may have heard of the Sat Baniya. So just to break it down very simply, Sri Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, in 1699 when they created the Khalsa Panth, they gave us 7 different prayers that every Sikh across the board accepts. Okay, this is the minimum that we'll read every single Amritari Sikh. Japji Sahib, Jab Sahib, Savaiye, Chaupai Sahib, Anand Sahib, Swernu Amrit Villa, then Shamanu Rehra Sahib da Path, te Sonto Pehla Saad Sangat Ji Sohela Sahib Ji da Path. So these are the 7 prayers that a Sikh reads every single day who's initiated, takes Amrit Didat from the Panj Piare in the Hazuri of Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. The Saad Sangat Ji, before this Satabani, these 7 prayers that every initiated Amritari Sikh would do, also Pehla vi Saad Sangat Ji, during the times of the previous Gurus, they'll do Panj Granthi da Nitnem. So Panj Granthi takes quite a long time to do. It's a bit hard to focus when you got people moving a stage halfway through. The benti hai sari sangat nu that there's a need for langar di seva. Langar di seva di loria sa Sangat ji. So anybody could do langar di seva. Fir benti hai go to the langar hall, do langar di seva. So back, luckily for the cameras, we can cut and paste, right? But live for you guys, you just get to see all of it live, just distractions after distractions. So we focus our minds again. Panj Granthi da Nitnem. So this is something that's been going from before Guru Gobind Singh's time as well. Panj Granthi is very long. Sat Bani da Nitnem, these 7 prayers I mentioned earlier, that every Amritari Sikh will do, that takes about an hour, about an hour to do. But Panj Granthi da Nitnem Sasing, that takes like over 2 hours, 2.5 hours, Gevadi, 3 hours to do. What is Panj Granthi? Panj Granthi is Siri Sukhmani Sahib, Asa Ki War, Dakhni Oankar, which you didn't cut off today, Siddh Ghost, the Bhavan Akhri. So we know ourselves, Sukhmani Sahib may take an hour to do, Asa Ki War, 40 minutes, Dakhni Oankar, Bhavan Akhri, Siddh Ghost takes about half an hour as well. And Guru Sikhs read this every single day in the morning, Amrit Vela. Amrit Vela jaag ke, Ishnan karke, they'll do their Naam Simar, Naam Abhyas, Panj Granthi da Nitnem, Satman Nitnem, do all this Bani every single day, every morning. And take even further, they get a Kant. Kant means memorized. They remember these prayers, having Siri Sukhmani Sahib Kant. And these other Baniya. So you're talking about 3-4 hours of Gurbani Jap, all memorized. Many Guru Sikhs will have Sandgan, Guru Bachan Singh Ji, Bhai Harmeet Singh Ji, Adik. Many great saints would have these memorized to the point where even when they'd wake up, they say, Bhai Harmeet Singh Ji. Bhai Sahib used to wake up in the morning, Siri Sukhmani Sahib used to play straight away inside their body. We press play on a recorder, but Bhai Harmeet Singh Ji, they'd wake up and Siri Sukhmani Sahib would start inside them, Gauri Sukhmani Mahalla Panjwa. Straight away. Reached such an avastha, such a spiritual state. So Dakhni Oankar is part of those Panj Granthi Baniya that many Guru Sikhs read every single day. Honvi Sat Sangat ji. Might be more rare now to find that Guru Sikhs read Panj Granthi and Nitnem, but we still find those very rare Guru Sikhs that read these Bani every single day. And we should inspire ourselves. We should aspire ourselves to get to that level where we can read. Jab we listen to Panj Granthi da Nitnem every single day. So what is the authanika to this Shabad? Generally most Shabads in Gurbani, most prayers have a background to it. Why did Guru Saheb Ji uchar this Bani? So during the times of Siddhi Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Ji, when Guru Nanak Dev Ji was traveling the whole world, Tinhe kalamo dharam chalayo, sab sadhan ko raho batayo, jo taake marg mein aaye te kabhu nahi paap santaye. Guru Gobind Singh Ji's Bani about Guru Nanak Dev Ji. That when Guru Nanak Dev Ji came on this earth, they came to set up dharam, the right way to live. Sab sadhan ko raho batayo, to put everybody back on the path. Jide log sadhan karde han, they practice different techniques to try and meet God. Vidya prapat karde, they do all these different things. Guru Nanak Dev Ji came to put everybody back on the path, because Kevari Sangat Ji, when somebody tries to earn Vidya, Vidya means knowledge. With Vidya comes Hankar. Hankar means pride. The more we know, the bigger our pride is. And they say, Aap usko jo pala kahave, tis hai palai nikat na aave. The one who sees himself as the best of the best, Guru Arjan Dev Ji says in Siri Sukhmani Sahib, that no good comes near that person. Sadab ki rain jaka man hoy koh nanak taki nirmal soy. Sadab ki rain, become the dust everybody's feet. Koh nanak taki nirmal soy. That person becomes pure, who stays the lowest of the low. Those ones that try to be great, who see themselves as being the greatest, opposite effect happens. So in Guru Nanak Dev Ji is traveling towards the south, Dakhan. So in terms of northeast, southwest, in Punjabi, Dakhan is referring to south. So when Guru Nanak Dev Ji is traveling south to come towards this river, Narmada Nadi, the Sangat Ji where this Narmada Nadi is, this river, on the river banks there's a mandir there. एक मंदिर सी साध संगत जी जिसका नाम ओंकार सी, ओंकार मंदिर. It was a mandir of Shivji the mandir si, and there was a pandit there, a scholar, and he's teaching the kids 35 akhar. So Sikhi de vich ja Punjabi de vich we have 35 akhar, Varnamala. But Saad Sangat ji Sanskrit de vich vi 35 akhar han. We have 35 letters in Gurmukhi, or we have the pair bindi akhar as well. Lala, Shasha, Khaha, Ghaga, Zaza, Fafa. Everybody gets, when you get to Kake, pair bindi, Khaha, it's like, hi, how do I do this? With the artis here as well. But we say 35 akhar. Even in Patti Likhi Guru Nanak Dev Ji's Bani, there's 35 akhar. So this Pandit is teaching the kids the 35 akhar in Sanskrit. Te padaun to pehla Saad Sangat ji, they do a mangal. Mangal means invocation. Before starting any job, they would always remember their Isht. They'd always remember their beloved. So when we go to Bani, there's always a mangal at the start. Ikka Oankar Satguru Parasad. That is the invocation to Waheguru Ji. It means something specifically. We're speaking about the attributes of God. That's called a Vastu Nirdesh Ata Mangal. Or you get a Namaskar Ata Mangal, which means you just do Namaskar to Waheguru Ji. We salute them. There's different types of Mangal that come, invocations in Gurbani as well. So this Pandit, before he starts teaching the kids, he does his own Mangal, his own invocation to God, which is Oang Namaha Siddhang. That was his invocation to God, that God give us your blessings. Even Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji, our sixth Guru, before they learned Gurmukhi, their 35 akhar, from Baba Buddha Sahib Ji, before Baba Buddha Sahib Ji told Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji, they first said, Ikka Oankar Satguru Parasad. Then they said, Bol Uda. So even in our circles as well, we do a Mangal as well. So the Pandit says Oankar, they say Oang Namahe Siddhang, and then they start teaching the kid the 35 letters in the Sanskrit alphabet, which I have no idea what they are. So that wasn't going to come out next. Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj seeing this says to that Pandit, okay, you teach these 35 akhar, these 35 letters, but what do they mean? What does each akhar mean, each letter? The Pandit says, I have no idea. I'm just teaching the akhar. I don't know what they mean. But the reason for teaching these letters is that so that child can go into the world and they can earn a living. They can do their kamkar, they can do their work, and they can carry on because they have education now. Then they say to Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Ji, will you tell me what the meaning is of these akhar? And before Guru Nanak Dev Ji gives the meaning of each akhar, Siddhi Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj first explains what Oang Namahe Siddhang means. Their own Mangal, their own invocation to Waheguru Ji. So Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Ji starts off this prayer by saying to us, Ram Kali Mahalla Pehla Dakhni Oankar. So Ram Kali is the Rag. So Ram Kali Ragni Vicha, Siddhi Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Ji gives us this prayer. But there's even more to it. The reason why it's not called Dakhni Oankar is because the Dakhni here is associated with the Ramkali Rag, Ragini. So it's a style of Ramkali Ragini. So it is Ramkali Mahalla Pehla Dakhni, pause, Oankar. Oankar is the name of the Bani. So Siddhi Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Ji, Ramkali Ragini, the Dakhni Jati which is Shabd Ucharan kar dinde han. They explain these teachings to this person in the Rag of Ramkali, and it's a style called Dakhni. Even in Guru Granth Sahib Ji, in different parts of Guru Granth Sahib Ji, in Vadahan Sarag, for example, they have Dakhni there as well. So it's a style of Ramkali. The name of this Bani is Oankar. That is the name of the Bani, Oankar Bani. Jive Saad Sangat Ji Pehla, we did Sukhmani Sahib Katha. What does Sukhmani Sahib mean? What is the fall of doing Sukhmani Sahib? We say that this Bani is Sukh Den Wali Bani. That is Bani Padh ke Maji Kirpadana we gain Sukh. Whoever our idea of Sukh is may not be the same as the Guru, but Siddhi Sukhmani Sahib is Sukh Den Wali Bani. He gives us Sukh. What does Siddhi Oankar Bani give us? Oankar Bani is the Bani of Prabhu Parameshwar Waheguru Ji di Prapati. So his Bani is the one that brings us closer to Waheguru Ji. Parameshwar di Prapati Karon Wali Bani hai. This is the Bani that allows us to meet Waheguru Ji by applying the teachings of this Bani, just like any other Bani, but this is the specific meaning or the reason for this Bani. Just like Sukhmani Sahib is for Sukh, but gives, obviously we can meet Waheguru Ji by reading Siddhi Sukhmani Sahib. A Chaupai Sada part is a Benti to Waheguru Ji. Or Twa Prasad Savaiye, Saravaga Suddha Samuho Siddhanake, that is to break our hankar, is to break our ego, our pride. So each Bani has a reason for why it's recited and given to the Sikh Sangat. So Guru Maharaj Ji says, Ram Kali Mahalla Pehla. So Pehla Padsha, Pehle Padsha Siddhi Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Ji, Dakhini Jati, which in this style of Dakhini, Oankar Bani, they give us this prayer. Ik Oankar Sat Guru Prasad. So Ik, we always say Ik Oankar, we say means one God. That's what Ik means. Ik means Ik Parameshwar Waheguru Ji, Advaita Sarup. Advaita means duality. Two, Advaita means without duality. They are one. Saheb mera eko hai pai eko hai. That my master is one. Je ho jana akha nahi. When they asked Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Ji about Waheguru, about God, Guru Nanak Dev Ji said themselves, Je ho jana. Je means if, ho means I, jana means to know. Je ho jana akha nahi. They say, if I even knew who God was, obviously Maharaj Ji speaking on humility, Guru Nanak Dev Ji, so if I knew who God was, I wouldn't be able to speak about them. Kehna kathan na jaye, kathan to rehta hai. I can't explain God to you. God is beyond. It's quite funny, today I was sitting with one of my uncles, Masar Ji, but they're not into Sikhi. They're actually English background, right? So I'm trying not to be racist, but they're Gora in that respect, right? And he was speaking to me about this idea of God and Waheguru Ji as well. And he says to me, I have this joke at home, right? Where every week my brother asks me, what are you talking about today? And I say, I'm talking about God. That's what I say every week, right? It's because I don't really want to have the conversation. Just come to the Katha, I just say, I'm talking about God. And then today my uncle was over and he says to me, so Sukhdeep, what are you talking about today? I go, I'm talking about God. He goes, he's already going to talk about God. And don't you run out of things to say about God every single week? I go, no, God is beyond. Why did I say beyond to him? I said, God has no end. God has no end. Even Guru Nanak Dev Ji saying, Jai Ho Jana, even if I knew God, Akha nahi, I couldn't speak about them. Kehna kathan na jaye. So nobody has ever found the end of Waheguru Ji. Nobody, na ko hoa, na ko hoye. There's no one like Waheguru Ji, and there will never be anybody like Waheguru Ji. But the one thing the Guru did tell us though, the one thing that makes sense to all of us, is Gura Ikka Dehe Bujjai. Forget about everything else. Siddhi Guru Nanak Dev Ji tells us twice in Japji Sada part, they've given us this one understanding, Ik Dehe Bujjai. Sabana Jiya Ka Ik Data, So Main Visar Na Jai. That don't forget Waheguru Ji. They are our Datar. Dadda, Data Ek hai, Sabko Devanahar. There's only one giver. There's only one that's going to stay with us to the end and even after the end. Because I have to explain to Master Ji that it's not just this idea about our kam card being attached to our work. We are attached to our family and our friends. Today we love them, but if we were to pass away tomorrow, they're not going to keep us in the house. They're going to get rid of us. They're going to say to bury the body or burn the body. But they say, Man uha naam, tere sang sahai. But this name, Waheguru Ji, they're going to stay with us forever. So Ikka, that one Parameshwar Waheguru Ji. Oankar. What does Oankar mean? First of all, Satsanga Ji, Kai wari when we hear people read part, they'll say Oyankar, Omkar. Read it different ways. Oankar is 4 sounds. O, Ang, Ka, R. Ure hora. So that's O, Ere tippi, Ang, Kakke kanna, Ka, Rara Mukta Ra. Those three sounds need to be pronounced equally. O-ang-ka-ra. The O needs to be the same time as the ang, the ka, the ra can be as short as you want because it's a short sound. O-ang-kar. So what does O-ang-kar mean? It means Sare da Prakashak. It means that Waheguru Ji resides in everybody. Sab mein hai jyot, jyot hai soy. Tiske chandan sab mein hai chandan hoy. That Waheguru Ji's light sits in everybody. And if you just open up O-ang-kar, what does O-ang-kar break down into? It breaks down into three things. Okar, Akar, then Makar. Okar is referring to Vishnu. Then Akar refers to Brahma. And then Makar refers to Shivaji. Meaning that the power, the Shakti of those three, so Vishnu is known as the sustainer, Brahma is known as the creator, and Shivji is known as the destroyer. Okay? But who created all three of them? It's Waheguru Ji. They are the one who created all three of them. So the sustainer, the creator, the destroyer, these three beings, who has given them their power? Sarvada Prakashak. Sarvada Prakashak, who is putting light inside them? It's Ik. It's Waheguru Ji. And if you look at even further, the world that we live in today is made up of three things. Maya is what it's made up. Maya means the illusion, right? But there's three types of Maya that we're absorbed in, this illusion. We got Rajagun, Tamagun, and Satogun. Very simply, we could be in a state of being evil-minded sometimes very passionate, very angry, sometimes very peaceful. Our state is ever-changing. And that is the world that we're living in. That is the illusion. But who created the illusion? It's Waheguru Ji. So Waheguru Ji is the one that powers everything that we see around us. Ikka O-ankar. That one, Ik Waheguru Ji, who is one form, they created everything that we see around us. Ikka O-ankar. Then they say Sat Guru Prasad. Sat means the one who cannot be destroyed. Nas to ret. Tinna Kala Vichu. In all three, past, present and future, Waheguru Ji cannot be destroyed. Then Guru, Chetan Swarup. That means that they are conscious being. God is conscious. They Prasad, they are Anand Swarup. They are bliss. They Satguru di kirpaa de naal, with the Guru's grace, we can meet that Waheguru Ji. That's the reason why we're here, to meet Waheguru Ji. So Guru Nanak Ji starts off with this invocation to Waheguru Ji, explaining the attributes of God. That they cannot be destroyed, they're conscious, and they're filled with bliss, and we can meet them through the Guru's grace. Hanji.
Oankar Brahma Utpat.
So Guru Nanak Ji Maharaj explains now this Oankar. Guru Maharaj Ji says at the start, Oankar Brahma Utpat. So Oankar, Pave Shabad Dwara, through the Shabad. Meaning here that Guru Nanak Ji is saying to us that Waheguru Ji created everything through a sound. Kita pasao, eko kavao, tiste hoe, lakh dariya. Comes in Siri Japji Sada part, or Oang, this comes in Guru Bani as well, Oankar Utapati. Kiya sagal din rati. Guru Nanak Ji says to us, Guru Granth Sahib Ji says to us, Oankar Utapati. That through Oankar Utapati, everything was created. That is a sound current. Oankar Utapati Kiyas Dinas Sabarati. And because of the Oankar, Dinas means day, Rati means night. That day and night was created. Vana Tirena Tirpa Vanapani. Vana Tirena, the forests that we see, the jungles, the meadows, whatever you want to call it. Tirepavan, Tinalok, Matalok, Patalok, Swargal, Akashlok, the higher worlds. These worlds that we're in right now, we see around us, and other planets, and the lower worlds. Pani, water. Waheguru Ji created all of it. Char Bed, Chare Khani. They created a Char Bed, these Sanatan Dharam, these Granths in the Sanatan Dharam, which we'll go through later on. Char Bed, the Chare Khani. What is the Char Khani? Andaja, Jeraja, Setaja, Kini, Otapoja, Khan, Bahur Rajadini. The four ways in which somebody can, or a being can take form. Which is like, one is through egg, one is through sweat, one is through the ground, last one I can't remember. but you can listen to it all online in the Chopper Sahib Katha. So, Oankar Utapati. Guru Sahib Ji says, that through Oankar, everything was created. Khanda Deepa, Sabaloa. Then we have the different worlds, the different planets. Here we have the different countries, oceans, continents. Waheguru Ji created everything. Khanda Deepa Sabaloa. Then Maharaji says in the next Pankti, that after created all these things, how do they create them? Ek kavave, sabate hoa. Ek kavave. By saying one word, saying one thing, Oankar. Everything was created. So in Gurmat, in the Guru's teachings, like in the world they talk about the Big Bang Theory, they may talk about a vibration, a sound current. In Sikhi we say that is Oankar. Oankar created everything. Oankar Utapati. In Guru Granth Sahib Ji. And then Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj Ji tells us in Dasambani, ke prithme Oankar tin kaha. Guru Gobind Singh says that first, prithme Oankar tin kaha. Ke first Waheguru Ji said Oankar and everything was created. Then they say so tun, through that tuni, through that sound, pura jagata mo raha. The whole world is created. The whole was created and that Oankar vibrates through the whole world as well. Just earlier today, I was listening to a Sakhi of Sant Baba Ishwar Singh Ji, Rara Sawale Mahapurush. Mahapurush would say that everybody sitting and doing meditation, but they could hear the Waheguru Simran going through them. But the people sitting there couldn't hear themselves. Meaning right now we're all vibrating God's name, but we just can't hear it. What is that thing that's stopping us from hearing it? It's that veil of ego. It's that just that one little parda, it's just like a little cloth in front. Once that goes, it's going all the time. Naam ke tare sagale jand, naam ke tare khand brahmand. Naam is going all the time. Even in another barn, it talks about how even the walls, everything is vibrating God's name. The whole tarti, tart akas patal meri jindari hai. They say sabha har har naam, along those lines, come in the Pankti, they say everything is saying God's name. The whole tarti, the whole world is saying God's name. Our insides are saying it, but man karke for our mind, we're so caught up in all the dirt that we have that we cannot hear that. When it comes to what Sikhi is teaching here, Gurbani is revealing a truth to us. Sabha sadhan ko raho bata. The reason why Guru Nanak Ji came was to put us back on the path, to say to us that the truth exists right now. All we're doing is remembering. It's not something new. Everything's already there. It's just we can't see it. We can't experience it. Guru Nanak Ji Maharaj has come to just remove that veil of ignorance. Simple example, go into a jungle, nighttime, wouldn't recommend it, right? But go at nighttime and you look on the floor and there's a long piece, very short, obviously it's thin, but it's very long. What are you going to think? It's a snake. What does the Guru do? The Guru shines light on that snake and we realize it's not a snake, it's just a rasi. It's just a piece of string or rope. That's called gyan, knowledge, true knowledge. The Guru has come to put us back on the path and show us that actually everything that we see around us, we see the truth, that this is it, but the Guru shows us there's much more to it. So getting to the point of what the Pankti is saying, Oankar, Brahma Utapata, Guru Nanak Dev Ji is saying to us that Oankar, Shabda Dwara, through the Shabda, Brahma Utapat. Ke Waheguru Ji, what did they do? Brahma nu paida kita hai. They made Brahma. So in the Sanatan Dharam, even to this Pandit, they say, you say that Brahma created everything, but Guru Nanak says, no, who created Brahma? Waheguru. But what happened to Brahma? Brahma got very hankari. And Brahma thought that he was God. And Guru Gobind Singh Ji speaks about this, say, that Brahma aapa pada Brahma bakhana. Prabhu ko Prabhu nu kinuhu janna. In Bachitra Natak, they say, that what did Brahma do? He said, Brahma aapa pada Brahma bakhana. Brahma said that I'm not Brahma, I'm pada Brahma. I am the supreme creator. Prabhu ko Prabhu na kinhu janna? Who's going to know God? If Brahma says, I'm God, but who sits above Brahma is Waheguru Ji. Eka mai, jugat vyai, tin chele parvan, ek sansari, ek pandari, ek lai diban. That Waheguru Ji created all three of them. Oho vekhe, o na nadar na ave. Waheguru Ji can see them, but they can't see Waheguru Ji. Bahut aaye hovadan. Look at this play. So Brahma Uttapat, ke Waheguru Ji created Brahma. But Brahma thinks that he is Par Brahm. And now we all think that, not we, but as in India, there's a certain group of Hindus who say that Brahma is everything. Brahma is that ik. But no, Brahma was created by Waheguru Ji. And through that Oankar, through that Shabad, everything was created, Hanji.
Oankar kiya jin chit.
So like I said earlier, ke Brahma thought he was God. So what happens, what does Gurbani say about those people who get very hankari? They say, Har jiyo ahankar na pavai. Guru Saaheb Ji says, ke Har jiyo ahankar na pavai. Hankar does not make God happy. Ego, pride, whatever you want to call it, does not make God happy. So what did Waheguru Ji have to do? They had to sort Brahma out. Put Brahma in his place and make him realize that there's somebody. It's not Waheguru being egotistical, but making Brahma realize that he's not part of Brahma, that he's not the supreme creator. So what happened then was Waheguru Ji created two demons, Madhu te Kaitab. And these two demons, they came to attack Brahma, to kill Brahma. What happened to Brahma? Like we say here in West London, Brahma got shook. He got very scared, right? Dar gaya, he got scared at that time. So what did he do? Paipit hoke, Brahma ne ose vele saaz and came to Waheguru Ji. Waheguru Ji ne benti ki thi si ke Waheguru Ji sadi rakhya karo, protect me. They said to Waheguru Ji. The Waheguru Ji that time, Akash Bani Rahi through the air, they said to Brahma ke hey Brahma, tap kar, tap kar, tap kar. 10 wari. They said it 3 times to Brahma, ke if you want to be saved, do tap. Do bhajan bandagi. So Oankar kiya jina chitta. That what did Brahma do? They did tap then. They did tapasya, penance. They started to say God's name, started to do bhakti. So that is the first arth here. And then Brahma, unhone rakhe hoye, Waheguru Ji protected their honor at that time from Madhu and Kaitab. So this is the pehla arth. Dooja arth hai Saad Singh Ji, Oankar kiya jina chitta. Chit here means our memory. So, you know, in the Western world, we say the mind, right? When, you know, if you look in Gurbani, the translations, E man meria tu sada raho har nale, it says, oh my mind, always remain with God. So in the Western ideology, when we say mind, we just talk about this mind. But in Eastern philosophy, when we look at the mind, it's much more advanced. And it's known as our antishkaran, right? So very simply, in Eastern philosophy, the mind is made up of 4 different facets. The first thing is called antishkaran. The first thing is the man. Okay, now that might sound quite confusing, but just understand that when Guru Saaheb is speaking about this to us, it's much more detailed. So the first thing we have is our man. What is the man that Guru Saaheb is talking about? Man is made up of sankalp ate vikalp. This is our mind, according to what Guru Saaheb is teaching us and Eastern philosophy. Mind is made up of thoughts, and then thoughts that come out of thoughts. That is the mind. Theek hai? Sankalp, vikalp, vohi mana. That is our mind. Then we have the buddhi, buddh, which is our intellect. So what does the buddhi do? The buddh distinguishes between those thoughts. So if we had a thought in our mind, okay, should I do this or should I do that? The mind is just thoughts. But what makes a decision, that is the buddh. That is the buddhi, that is the intellect. That makes the decisions. Then we have chit. So it's 4 facets. Man, buddh, chit. Chit means our memory. All our memory stores that we have inside us. Then we have ahankar, pride. This is what makes up the mind, I said that loosely, in Eastern philosophy. But Guru Saheb is saying, what is that thing that is powering the chit, that is powering the mind, the buddhi, the memory, everything? It's Waheguru, Oankar. So Waheguru is the one that powers us, and the third arth is who is powering us as a being to be alive. It's Waheguru. I heard something probably a bit 18 plus a few days ago, in the respect that somebody was talking about how there was a Guru Sahib who passed away in front of him. And when that person passed, if anybody's ever washed somebody's body who's passed away, you realize the body becomes really hard. It's very stiff. And you can't really maneuver the body. You can't bend the body. And he goes, I had to like snap the body forward, right? That was the 18 plus part, right? If you want to call it 18 plus. But when Vaheguruji leaves his body, when the Atma leaves his body, then that body becomes jad. It becomes lifeless, and it loses that fluidity inside it. So who is the one that gives us this fluidity? Who gives us this life, this movement, this chetanta, this consciousness? It's Oankar, it's Vaheguruji. Oankar is everything. But when that goes, there's nothing left. It's like a patthar, it becomes like a stone. So Oankar, kiya jina chit, different meanings. One was the chit, or memory, chetana, which is to do with consciousness. And the first art, referring back to Brahma, Brahma then had to focus on Vaheguruji to be protected from those two dance, Hanji.
Oankar sal jug pae.
There's also just one more thing to add to that. Brahma at that time had to focus on Vaheguruji, right? And then through that, they had to put a dhyan there. And because of that, they were focusing on Oankar, their protection. They were given that protection at that time. So something for us to think about as well. If somebody who is known as a creator had to do bhakti of Vaheguruji, then what makes us think that we're any different? Why do you think we have come on this earth? We've all come in to do bhakti. We've all come in to meet Vaheguruji. We all have different aims in life. But the one thing that religion, I said that loosely, gives us, religion gives us purpose. I say dharam, duty. This is what the Guru's given us. They're giving us a purpose in our life. Gobind milan ki ehe tari badiya. Te avar kaaj tere kitna ka mele saad sang bhaj ke varam. Ke saad sangat karke turant hi saad sangat ji. Sote siddhi. Very easily the person can meet Vaheguruji saad sangat karke. Phir Maharaj ji keh rahe ke Oankar sail jug pae. Oankar shabd dwara. Through this shabd of Oankar, Vaheguruji created. Sail means all these mountains you see around us. Many different types of mountains. Odachala, Astachala, these come in different granths. Sumer Parabata, Brindachala, these different names come up. Mandrachala as well, these different names. All these different pahars Guru Saaheb Jee made all around us. Another arth is Jogopai. Vaheguruji created the Char Jug that we see around us. Oankar, Vaheguruji created everything. Or the third arth, Sal Jog. Sal means stones, rocks, and Jog here means Jangam, living beings. Very simply, Guru Nanak Ji started by saying to us, you talk about Oang or Oankar, but did you realize that Oankar is what is powering everything and what has created everything, Hanji?
Oankar Ved Nirmay.
Fir Oankar Rahi Fu Oankar Shabd Dwara Saaheb Jee. They say Ved Nirmay. Ved means the Char Ved. That again they talk about Brahma here. And they say that Brahma is the one who recited the Char Ved. So if you don't know what the Char Ved are, you don't have to know much about them in the respect to this katha. But they are known as the one of the highest or the highest granth, scriptures in the Hindu Dharam. Right? And who was the one who recited the Veds? It was Brahma. And there's a lot of important stuff in the Veds, a lot of spiritual stuff as well. That's why Nand Sahib, Guru Amar Das Ji says, Ke Veda meh naam uttam, so sun hai nahi. That even in the Veds they have very good Sikhya as well. But then there's more to that anyway. But kehanda paave, who is the one who created the Veds? They say, Oankar, Vaheguruji. Keve Saad Sangat Ji. Because when Brahma was doing bhakti at the time of Vaheguruji, through Brahma he started reciting the Veds. Ved Nirmay. So Vaheguruji, through Brahma, when Brahma started to remember Vaheguruji, then the Veds came as well. But it's not just talking about the Veds, it's talking about every single spiritual granth, spiritual teachings that you find. It means all the dharmic granths. The Veds, the Simritiya, Shastra, Puran, everything. Who created them all? Who is the true creator? It's Waheguru Ji. Everything came from Waheguru Ji. Ved, Kateb, Adak, everything. So, Ved in the Name. And just a reference from Gurbani, they say, Chare Ved, Brahma ko diye. Para kare, vichari. So, Maharaj Ji, aap kehte hain ke Chare Ved, Brahma ko diye. Ke Waheguru Ji themselves gave these Char Ved to Brahma. But at that time, it was just one Ved. So just for your own information, when Brahma recited the Veds, it was just one scripture. Then somebody came afterwards called Vedavyas, and he split them into the Char Ved. So before that, it was just one Granth, and then this other Rikhi came, a spiritual being, and he split it into the Char Ved. So it was through Waheguru Ji. And the reason for sharing this as well is because even today, so Brahma didn't read anything to obtain the Char Ved, it was through Bhakti and Waheguru Ji. And today, if you go back 50 years ago, 100 years ago, even Sant Gyani Guru Bachan Singh Ji, when they were sitting one day under a tree doing Waheguru Simran, so even just by saying Waheguru, all the Shakti is just in Waheguru. It's the smaller the mantra they say, the more power it has. There's so much power just in saying Waheguru, that when Sant Gyani Guru Bachan Singh Ji was doing Naam Japana, they're just reciting Waheguru, they came to such a stage where all the gyan, all the knowledge came out of them. And they just saw all these letters in front of them. Meaning, in a very similar way, that just by saying Waheguru, we can obtain everything. That doesn't mean I'm saying to kids here that don't do your studying and just go and say Waheguru and you'll smash it. Might work. If it does, smashed it. If it doesn't work, don't blame me. ठीक है? But obviously, Mahapurush is such a high avastha, but that does say that Jo Brahmande, Soi Pinde. The whatever's outside in the world, everything, all this knowledge, it sits inside us, we can access that through Naam. And just like how Mahapurush should do that, Naam Japan karke, everything was gained for them at that time, Hanji.
Oankar Sabad Udare.
Te Sahib Singh Ji, through Oankar, by saying Waheguru Ji's name, by connecting to Oankar, connecting to Naam, Shabad Dwara Sahib Singh Ji, Sabad Udare. Udare he means to be saved. Okay, many Jis, many beings have crossed over this Pavasagar. Jinne vi log Sahib Singh Ji naam japde han, those who recite God's name, who connect to Waheguru Ji, Udare. Unan di gati hoye Sahib Singh, they are all saved. Mukt ho jande han. Aap mukt, phir mukt kare sansar. They become liberated themselves and they liberate many others as well along the way, Hanji.
Oankar Gurmukh Tare.
The Guru Saaheb Ji here says Gurmukh. Gurandwara, through the Guru. Through the Guru, that one who remembers Waheguru Ji. Because for us, we think, anybody can just recite Naam. And in a very simple way, yes. But if you look at it more technically, we have to gain Naam from somebody. Since the olden times, you had to take Naam from a Guru. And for us, we take Naam from the Panj Piare in the Hazuri of Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. The Guru Sahib Ji says, Oankar Gurmukh Tare, those ones who through the Guru recite Waheguru Ji's name, Tare. O sare tar jande hande, all carried across. Those ones who take upon the name of the Guru, take upon the name of Waheguru Ji, they all carried across his holy ocean, Hanji.
Onam akhar sunho bichar.
So Sahib Singh Ji, Guru said his O Nama. So Vakhra part here, they come separately. In some Gurmat Sahibs, it's written together, O Nama. But Vakhra part here, O Nama akhar sunho bichar. So O here means O Ankar. So O Ankar, that this O Ankar that we've been learning about, Nam, this is a Namaskar Karna Yoga. This is worth doing Namaskar to. This is worth doing salutation to, bowing down to, applying into our lives. Sunho Vichar. The Maharaji Guru Nanak Shastra Pandit, listen to this Vichar, listen to this Upadesh, listen to these teachings, Hanji.
O Nam Akhar Triphavan Sar.
And they say this Oankar, this Shabad, Nam, Jis Shabad Sasangat Ji, Namaskar Karne Yog Han, this one that is worth to Namaskar to. It says Akhar Triphavan Sar. Triphavan means Tinna Pavana the which Sas in all three walls, Tin Pavana the which Sar means Sreshta. Ke Tinna Loka the which Sasangat Ji, this Oankar is the highest of the high. Sab to uttam hai, sab to shrestha hai. That what we've been given by the Guru, Oankar, Ik Oankar, Bij Mantar, or this Naam, or this Shabad of the Guru, it is the highest of the high. Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Ji saying, Hanji.
Son Pade Kya Likho Janjala.
So Akhiliya Pankti which Sasing the last two lines, very important teaching, then we finish off. They say, Sona Pade. Say, hey Pandita Ji, Sunana karo. They say, listen to this very carefully. Kya likho janjala? Kya likho? What does that mean? They say, okay, why, for this reason, why are you teaching? If that action of teaching just puts us in more bandhana, puts us in more shackles. Meaning, okay, what we are learning, what is the point of learning it? If it's just going to put us in more shackles and keep us in this world. That doesn't mean not to learn, but what is the reason for learning in the first place? So there's a line from Pandit Hardayal Ji in a Granth called Sadhu Kotavali, and they say that if you give knowledge to a wise person, they can do a lot of good with it. We all know that, right? If you give fire to the right person, what can they do with that fire? They can start Guru Ka Langar. They can give people warmth, they can give people food. But they say if you give knowledge to a fool, that can cause bad problems. If you give fire to a fool, they might burn the whole city down. So when it comes to vidya, when it comes to knowledge, we got to think about, is that person adhikari, deserving or willing of that knowledge? But the point here that Guru Sahib is saying is, Kya likho janjala? What is the point of learning this if it just puts us in shackles? I mean, if you look in our lives, you look in the world, we learn many things. This goes back to my conversation, my Masterji, right? My uncle, that we might have a great job, which is nothing wrong with, to do kirat kamai, all this kind of stuff. But when we say ke naam japo, kirat karo, te vand ke shakna, we don't say ke kirat karo, bas. We say naam japo. Then we say kirat karo. Then we say vand ke shako. Vand. Phir shako. So we can't forget the most important thing, which is naam japo. We can't just be a good person, like we said before. But Guru Sahib Ji here is saying janjala, because what happens, we just get caught up in the shackles of the world. And the reason why we came in this earth, we don't fulfill that purpose of our life. So what should we do then? And this last line is so beautiful. And they do Samapti Maharaj ki keh rahe Hanji.
Likh Ram Naam Gurmukh Gopala.
Guru Sahib Ji says that if you want to do something, fir Likh Ram Naam. Likh Ram Naam. Jise apni antish karan here means, like we spoke about earlier, we say very simply, we could say our Sharda. Ke Sharda Rupi Patti Utte. On top of this patti, which is like a slate, you say, make your Sharda, make your faith in the Guru your patti, make it your slate. They saw Singh ji us patti utte, on top of that patti, why what? Waheguru Ji's name. Likh Ram Naam. They say Gurmukh Gopala, Likh Ram Naam. If we're going to write something, write God's name on our Antish Karan, on our, very simply, you could just say our mind, very simply, or even further, Sharda Rupi Patti Utte, Waheguru Ji, the naam nu likhna karo. Waheguru Ji's name inside our heart, or taar hai, jo antar naam. That one who takes inside their heart, or taar hai, jo antar naam, sar mein pekhe Bhagavan, nimikh nimikh Thakur namaskare, Nanak oho aparsa, sagal nisatare. In Siri Sukhmani Sahib, I think it's the 10th slok. He said that one Ortare who takes God's name inside their heart. Ortare jo antar naam. Sarv mein pekhe Bhagavan. Wherever they look, they only see Waheguru Ji. Nimikha nimikha. With every single split second, they do namaskar to Waheguru Ji. Nanak oho aparasa. That person is untouchable. Sagale nisatare. That they are saved themselves and they save everybody. And they speak about that person. They say that when it comes to the way they speak, the way they listen, it's very different to the world. Karna sune ka hu ki ninda. Sabte jane aapas ko manda. Don't write somebody else's chugliya or nindiya on your own mind. Write Guru Saaheb Jee's name on your mind, on your heart. Nothing else. Don't leave any space for anything else. Just Ram Naam Likh. Gurmukh Gopala. Te Gurmukh Gopala Pave Saasanga Ji. Gurmukha or Gurmukha di Sangat karke, by doing Sangat of the Gurmukhs, then Gopala. Gopala, he means Waheguru Ji. Fir una di Sangat karke, what do we gain? Waheguru Ji di prapti. We gain Waheguru Ji. We meet Waheguru Ji. So Likha Ram Naam Gurmukha Gopala. So if we could do something, so again, this Pandit is teaching the kids the 35 akhar in Sanskrit, and they said to him, why you teach, what do these mean? And they said, just for so they can live in the world. But Guru Saaheb Jee says, Sona paade kya likho janjala. Why teach something is going to give them hankar? Teach it the right way. Then they say, Likh Ram Naam Gurmukh Gopala Naam Japo. Have to instill this. The spiritual aspect as well is very important. Spirituality, very important aspect. So Maharaji finished off by giving this upadesh to us. So Enya Bente Parvan Karaniya Sasaji, Maaf Korji, many mistakes made in the Katha Vichar. Just when I was looking at this Bani, I was thinking, Chala, I should have picked another one. That might have been a bit easier. But Ardas Kiti, we did Ardas to Guru Saaheb Jee. The Maharaji Kirpa Kan Dakshin Kal to Baad, we can do the rest of the Panch Granthi Baniya, Seth Ghost, Te Bhavan Akhri, if Maharaji Kirpa. So again, please for the mistakes made. Deho Sajjana Si Sariya, Jo Hove Sahib Syo Mela.
सुन पाडे क्या लिखो जंजाला लिख राम नाम गुरमुख गोपाला
Waheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji ki Fateh.
Waheguru Waheguru.
If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, share and subscribe. Please donate and help spread Guruji's message. Link is in the description below. Waheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji ki Fateh.
Waheguru Waheguru.
Today we remember the soldiers who fought for us. We thank them for protecting us. Did you know that many Sikh and Punjabi soldiers fought in the world wars as well? We thank them and we are proud of them.
Festival of Lights. Some say Happy Diwali, some say Deepawali. For Sikhs, it's Bandi Chhor Divas, Liberation Day. Freedom in every sense. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. It might be faint, maybe a flicker, but it's there. For me, I have lots of day-to-day problems. Business challenges, a looming recession, the worry of increasing fuel costs, health, mental health. For some, they get it easy. For others, they get it worse. In some cases, 10 times worse. No, it's the light. It's the light at the end of the tunnel that gives me hope, gives me direction, and it gives me guidance. The light is my Guru. And my Guru guides me and gives me direction. Actionable steps to have the strength to get through each day, each of my problems, each of my challenges. Historically, Diwali, Bandi Chhor for Sikhs, was a time of political tension. The Emperor Jahangir had imprisoned our 6th Guru, Guru Hargobind Saheb Jee. And when requested to release him, the Emperor needed to do this in a way of saving his own face. Guruji didn't jump at the first opportunity of being released and challenged the Emperor to also release the 52 kings who were wrongly imprisoned. A special cloak with 52 tassels was made so the 52 kings could grasp each tassel, walking behind the Guru to freedom. For me, it's about freedom from control in every sense, both physically and mentally. At home, at work, and in community. Stamp out any domestic abuse at home. Do not tolerate any prejudice of any kind at work. And to ensure our MPs, councillors, police and other public servants are serving our needs as a community and not manipulating us for their own personal gain. Guru Hargobind Saheb Jee teaches us that we should not only help ourselves, but also the people around us. They don't have to be family, or from the same street, the same colour, or even the same religion, to see the light in all and the human race as one. I welcome you to share your thoughts in the comments below to discuss how you can help somebody on their journey to freedom.
Do you know why Diwali is celebrated on the darkest night of the year? It's time you knew the true story behind the Festival of Lights. It all starts with the Ramayana, one of the greatest spiritual epics of all time. While the story has many layers of meaning, at its core, it represents every person's struggle to know themselves. To put it simply, the message of Ramayana will help you to understand how to live a better life. So how does it do that? Diwali is a story of a battle between Lord Ram and Ravan. But this isn't just a battle that happened thousands of years ago. This battle is happening right now inside each and every one of us. It starts with Lord Ram, who represents our higher self, our divine soul, the infinite life force that lives inside everyone and in all places. Our soul, Ram, lives in Ayodhya, the place of no conflict. It means our soul lives in peace. It isn't concerned with trivial things like, how do I look today? What do others think of me? How much money do I have? What's my relationship status? Or what's my next career move? But in the story, everything changes upon Ram's marriage to Sita, which represents the union between our soul and the human body. As soon as that happens, they are banished from Ayodhya. And in our own lives, whenever we focus our thoughts on the body rather than our soul, then we too lose our peace and we're banished into the jungle of the world. Even in the jungle, Sita continues to meditate on Ram. But one day, Sita sees a golden deer and gets totally enamored by it, just like our eyes and senses are always distracted by worldly things. And when she stops meditating on Ram and goes after the deer, then she's trapped by a demon called Ravan, who represents our ego. And he's depicted as having 10 faces and 20 arms, which means that our ego is not so easy to identify. And it often comes in disguises in many different forms. So the battle begins between Ram and Ravan, and eventually Ram is victorious. He manages to defeat Ravan and bring his soulmate Sita back home. The spiritual master Guru Nanak summarizes this real human struggle between our ego and our divine light. He says, Ghat ghat rav rahya alak apare Ram. In each and every heart is this unseen and infinite Ram. Alak apaar, apaar sacha, aap maar milaiye. When we kill our egos, only then will we unite with this invisible and infinite truth. So, why do we really celebrate Diwali on the darkest night of the year? It's so that we can remind ourselves to break free from our own dark habits, our worldly obsessions, egos, self-importance, insecurities, and all our inner demons. This year, as well as lighting candles and fireworks, let's learn and share the deeper meaning of this celebration. Make this Diwali a challenge for us all to let our own divine nature shine as bright as possible, so that we too can become a beacon of light and help those who are still in darkness.